It's not a joke. That is a real take.
That's the one thing we can be sure they're not. Demons come from in the earth.
Gosh, today is about to get very mysterious.
For this one,
do I need to change my voice and just talk like this today? Have you ever noticed this? That when people are talking about like ghosts and stuff,
can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
No.
You don't think so?
Please
no.
Okay. What is up, everybody? Welcome in to the DNVR Nuggets Podcast.
Let's go, dude.
That was a lot. He gets it.
He gets it.
Welcome to the DNVR Nuggets Podcast. We are talking today about some of the most important topics that have ever faced the Denver Nuggets.
Or mankind.
We're going to talk about what do we want from Jamal Murray at the World Cup.
We will talk about that.
We're going to be revisiting takes from 5 years ago. I saw this on Reddit today, guys. I was around on Reddit just looking for topics. Somebody pulled up predictions from 5 years ago. Who's going to be the best player in the NBA? Who are going to be all-stars? Hilarious list. It's going to be great. We'll make our own predictions so we can laugh at ourselves 5 years from now. And then we're going to look at some headlines. There have been some interesting headlines lately.
I don't know to what you might be referring.
And I'm going to give you, we're going to reveal to you a very earnest take from one Eric D-Line Weedham. Yeah. A very, very earnest take that he really believes.
Well, I don't not believe it.
There you go.
But do I believe it? We'll find out.
No one knows how to kill a pitch like Eric. Like,
well, I'm just saying, like, just I don't want to scare anybody off, but I might be the smartest person on earth or the dumbest.
Allegedly, there's aliens. Eric has some thoughts. We're going to talk about it. That's really the tease here. But first, we have to talk basketball. You guys love when we go off the rails, but not everybody. So we want to talk about the meat topics here first. And, of course, the first one we have is, when Jokic was in Eurobasket, we put a lot of time to what we wanted to see from him. What kind of things were we looking for, the excitement level? Well, Jamal Murray participating in the World Cup this year. For the first time, by the way, we're going to get to watch him in international competition. And it got me thinking, man, I've been thinking about Jamal a lot. The more I think about it, the more I look at this, the more I go, this is kind of a big thing for him. This is kind of a big, like...
Totally.
I'm excited to watch him, but also I feel like there's certain things he can do that would really like get me even more excited for the season. So first off, I'll start with you, Vote. When you think about Murray playing for Team Canada in the World Cup, what is it you're hoping you see from him?
Well, really quick, I want to preface this by saying a lot of what Eric was arguing for on yesterday's show in terms of Murray's perception and how it should matter in the All-Star game. We talked about Siakam. For a brief window, I do think that was true.
Yes.
He just won the title bump.
Totally.
But then between his own sort of plateauing and the team struggling, and he's a great player, by the way, it just sort of died off. Murray has a chance to be a man of the moment and to run this over into the summer. And so to have a put Team Canada on the map moment and be the face of it, this is all stuff that could add into the leveling up, right?
Oh, Canada,
of Jamal Murray's Q score and just place in the NBA universe. Secondly, I want to see him kind of own that. I don't want him to play outside of the offense or anything like that, but whose team is this? SGA's on it. It should be Jamal Murray's team.
What happened?
This should be Jamal Murray's team.
We found out that there were aliens before we found out.
I'm going to frame that. So I do think I would like to see him just be the leader of that team. The guy that everyone, maybe including SGA, is looking at in the huddle because he's a winner.
I was surprised a little bit because we did get comments on yesterday's show that were like, come on, guys, be realistic. It's clearly Shea's the team and he's the best player. And while I would say that I leaned that way in our arguments, I don't go as far as to say it is clear. Again, this is the thing about Jamal Murray, man. And I'm been watching the NBA long enough to know. I watched Tony Parker. It was very, very, very similar. Tony Parker didn't do the flash or have the numbers of other players that were his peers. But when you keep winning, in the playoffs in particular, it was clear that it's like, yeah, but that guy's better. I don't know how to tell you, but I just know that guy's better. So that's why I actually do think this is a good.
Yes, dude. Derek Jeter, pretty mid.
I think at the playoffs.
Just on the Yankees, and they won in the playoffs. And it was like but if you look at his stats, if you just like did raw statistical analysis, there's just something to where you have the shine and you produce.
Is he the ultimate? Is this Derek Jeter? Did he find the right guy, or did that kind of bug you as baseball guy?
Do you know who Derek Jeter's basketball comp, in my opinion, is? Just in terms of public perception, a little bit. Kobe Bryant. Whereas the further we've gotten from his playing days, it's kind of hip to be like, are we sure? Like, if you look at the numbers, then but here's the counter argument. They were winners. Anyway, obviously I recognize that to this point, SGA has put up superior regular season numbers, all of that stuff. I get it. Like, he actually is maybe even more talented, right? But when you do what Jamal just did, and it really was something more than Robin, it was 1B Batman. You know, I mean, he was phenomenal.
It was like lowercase b Batman.
Yeah. And so when you do that, there's an opportunity. All I'm saying is there's room for training camp and the first few games to look a certain way, and everyone looks around at each other and goes, oh, this is his team.
Dude, it's so true. Like, that is it. Exactly that. Like, Jamal, you have the spotlight. Like, what are you going to do with it? It's all in front of you. We know what you're capable of. If you can perform to that level when everybody's paying attention, they'll just think that's how you always are when they're not paying attention. You know, and that's most of the time, because there's a lot going on in the NBA, but it's like there's these flagship moments that stick in your head, and Jamal has them.
Right.
And so people then fill in the rest of the time. It's just like SGA, everybody's like, oh yeah, that guy's good. Like he was good when he played my team. He scored 31 points.
Yeah, but he does that against every team. That's part of it. Yeah.
But he is a stud.
But my larger point is like he's not won the thing, and he also doesn't have a style of play that you're like, holy my God.
Here's the thing you guys are go back to 2008, Team USA. I think in 2008 LeBron was a better player than Kobe Bryant, especially in the regular season. But I just think he was a better player. He did more things. He was more complete, more impactful, all these different things. When you got into that tournament, though, there was one guy all the other guys were like in awe of, and it wasn't LeBron. It was Kobe Bryant.
I agree with
that. And then the only time this really manifested itself in the gameplay was obviously in that final game. But even before that, you just talked to everybody about that. And now the stories have come out since that were like, yeah, Kobe like would be working out while we're all partying, and he was like kind of showing us that he is crazy. He like scared us, right? Like he had kind of intimidated all those guys. But I think that for me, this is where I think Jamal, not that he needs to be this, by the way, I think Jamal needs to be himself. But what I hope is a byproduct of that is, who cares if SGA is a better player? Who cares if he has more points? Who cares? I just think that I want Murray to me as a guy that when I'm with the Nuggets, I think Jokic can always score at the end. And I think Jamal can always score at the end. And I think the two of them together, it doesn't matter who takes it, they're going to find the shot. And I hope in this tournament, it's not a requirement. Things have to happen natural. But my hope is that Murray is the Kobe of this Team Canada.
Yes.
Shea can be the LeBron. Murray is the guy that people look at and go, hey, man, what do we do here?
That's it, man.
Yeah, like I believe that, and we were listing all-star candidates yesterday, and Devin Booker came up before SGA. SGA had probably better stats than Devin Booker, right? Scoring.
Devin Booker had better stats?
No. SGA has better stats than Devin Booker. When we were listing the locks, Devin Booker came up number 4, number 5.
Right.
Meaning that in your mind, you rank him above, even though probably SGA has better stats. I don't know if that's true or not. I need to check.
It's hard to say.
But my point being,
I'll look it up.
Brendan's computer is completely dead. Just everyone knows. So if you see
it is a good prop
if you see him motioning his computer, it's a joke every time.
Good stuff.
But the point is, like, there's like a shine to Booker, and I think that Jamal Murray is on the same level as Devin Booker, and he should be thought of as such.
Yeah. I also want to see him have some takeover. Like, here's the thing. International competition has just gotten better. This is not just a bunch of, like, friendly exhibition games. This is going to be some real competition. In fact, will you look up who's in their pool play? I want to see who's in
I'm on it.
Look up who's in Canada's pool for the World Cup. But he's going to face some real challenges. And, again, I want him – this to me can be a wave that Murray rides into next season.
Yes.
That right now, you're right. He has
That's
some
it,
shine,
exactly it.
but he can be like glowing.
That's exactly it, dude. And by
It's
the
his
way,
moment, dude.
this isn't.
It's mom spaghetti moment time. Jamal?
Vomit on yourself
Yeah,
already?
that's a-
I don't think
he's got-
He's got it's the moment. Listen to that song, man. This is his
man.
time.
he needs to lose himself in the moment.
Lose yourself in the moment, man.
But-
Why is that so hard to do?
Also, Team Canada has a real opportunity. This isn't just play some fun games in group play and say, we push the needle forward.
So Canada is in Group C. They will be playing the Dominican Republic.
Oh, you know who that features, by the way? Who's the headliner for them?
The guy from
Carl Anthony Towns.
what?
Carl Anthony
Hold on.
Towns headlining the
First
Dominican
off,
Republic team.
Carl Towns.
Carl Towns, yeah.
Carl
Towns.
Towns.
Is it
Sorry.
Carl Towns now?
It's Carl Towns.
Oh,
bro.
per your decree.
Well, no, I think he said that. Anyway, and
Finish
then
the group 'cause it makes my
And then
point.
they play the Bahamas. I don't know if DeAndre Ayton
I
is
don't-
playing for them or not.
I don't think so.
And the Virgin Islands. That's who
they drew?
That's-
They who they drew?
They drew. It's 3 island
This is what I'm
nations
getting at.
against the least tropical place on earth.
This is what I'm getting at.
That's unbelievable.
Team Canada has a real chance to do some stuff and make some noise and actually push a generation of basketball forward. Not just, oh, we drew in group play of the World Cup. Isn't that a neat story? No, you can get out of that group. You can make some noise and you can impress some people. And more importantly, Jamal Murray has a chance to be the face of that.
Yeah.
And I think you guys are, that's it. I think we're all in agreement and vicious agreement here, but it's an opportunity to keep it rolling into next season. And these are the things that just, even in a way Jokic may never allow himself to be available for, like, why can't Jamal be part of the club? The official basketball club.
Yeah, I'm
know?
telling
This
you,
propels him
he
into it.
has been granted entry.
That's
the
kinda what
door
I-
has opened.
I
It is
think
for
he's
him
been
to seize.
granted, like we'll see. What do you call it?
door's
Vetting?
open.
Yeah,
The
like
door
they're
is
like
open. He just has to kick it through and be like,
Okay.
"Yeah, dude."
I think there's
the way you
something
think
to
about
that.
Devin Booker, you think about me.
Right.
Jordy Fernandez is the head coach. He has a relationship with him. Obviously, Jordy was here for many years,
That's
so
pretty
he's
cool.
got that. So that's one thing going for him. And then here's the last piece of this. I really want to see Canada versus USA. Because you talk about making your name, you go out there and you drop a 30-piece on Dominican Republic or even a good team that's not the U.S. You go out to Slovenia and dominate Canada versus Slovenia. It makes small waves. But you go out there and do that
That's
to
it.
Team USA,
That's it.
to all of those guys on that team, that to me is what propels him to the next level.
My strongest agreement.
They're like, "You did that to," and who's even on Team USA?
It's a fun roster this year,
Anthony
actually.
Edwards.
They're like, "You did that to Anthony Edwards."
But it's all of them, man. It's like the
No, I
whole
know.
list of them.
But there's a monolith of the idea of USA basketball that is LeBron James and Kobe Bryant, and then there's this version,
Yeah.
which is
But-
still formidable, plucky, little interesting.
But I don't remember if it was us that was talking about this or another show. But the B team. Do you remember the B team? You had the Redeem team,
Yeah.
and then later on you sent Kevin Durant, Derrick Rose. It was thought of as the second tier because those guys hadn't arrived yet. It was 2010, I think, or 2012. They hadn't arrived yet, and everyone was like, "Well, it's not our good players that we're sending." And then those guys went out and won. And I remember KD being like, "B team, huh?" And guess what? That was his launch onto the stage. It was like, no, KD did what we thought it took Kobe and LeBron and Wade and all those guys. KD just went and did that and led his own team along with Derrick Rose. And it was like the next generation is coming. Murray, to me, is next generation. He can have that exact same effect.
I just did the research. Devin Booker had worse stats than SGA. That's how long it took me to do that research.
That really was a long time. When you say worse stats, what do you mean?
He scored 27 points a game
Instead of 31.
to the 31 of SGA.
I think yeah.
One more point to drive home for me on the Jamal thing is there's been a lot of talk on this show, pretty much every show, about the landscape of the NBA changing in terms of American dominance, right? And the influx of international dominance, possibly the very best players in the world right now. They're among, if not all of them, exclusively international players. Another chance for Jamal to throw his name in that. Not the best of the international players, but when you're listing off reasons why this league looks different now, and you're doing Luka and you're doing Jokic, don't forget, it's Canada, I get it, it's close, but Jamal's an international player and he's part of that group, and he and Jokic tore through the NBA.
My other thing is that I think it takes a little bit before you get to Jamal's Canadian heritage in the way that you think about him.
Yes, precisely.
You think about
Precisely.
Jokic as being Serbian. It takes a little while to get to Jamal being Canadian because they are so similar to Americans in some cultural ways, more so than Jokic or
especially
Luka.
Toronto. Like Kitchener is like
This is the
30 miles the
Yes,
way the crow flies.
This is the idea, like where you saw, like when Dev and I were talking about, we're like, Dylan Brooks is Canadian. Like all these guys, you're like, that guy's Canadian?
Right.
I had no idea. Like there's something to establish
know.
the
He's
idea
kinda
of the
Canadian to me.
Well, he is now that you know it.
But to your point with Steve Nash, it's like a very woven into his legacy.
What
It's
about
one of the-
Lou Dort? I thought he'd be like German or something.
I mean, his name is Lugens Dort.
I know, that sounds Canadian.
Anyway, I think we're all in agreement about the opportunity in front of 27 here.
All right, I love it. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, I want to revisit some takes from 5 years ago that might make you laugh.
Oh boy.
This episode of
They're
DNVR
all
Nuggets
Eric's.
is brought to you by BetterHelp. One thing that's not a laughing matter, fellas, your mental health. And don't forget to do what you need to do to take care of your mental health, to treat it. And that's something that's in your hands. You can't do it alone, but it is your choice to go and seek help. Please consider BetterHelp, which has built convenience into their structure, so that you can build therapy into your lifestyle at your own convenience in 2023. That's how a lot of things work. When are you available for a video call? It can be that way with therapy too. If you're comfortable, you got to check out BetterHelp and their licensed therapists. Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/DNVR today. Get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/DNVR. Sometimes life gets real bright, fellas. It messes with your eyes. That's where Shady Rays kicks in.
Let's go.
And they're my favorite sunglasses company. And I'll tell you why. It's not just because I'm doing this read. It's because I'm someone who breaks my sunglasses, loses them.
You're just kind of hostile towards all
sunglasses. I have like a deviated septum I've never figured out. So sometimes I'm wrong. I take sunglasses home. I'm like, this doesn't fit the way that I thought it would.
What does that have to do with sunglasses?
Oh, you'd be surprised because
I
with
have a
Shady
deviated
Rays,
septum.
if you don't love your Shady Rays, you can exchange them for a new pair or return them for free within 30 days. I'm glad you asked. There's no risk when you shop. Their team always has your back, and it's actually one of the best deals we offer exclusively for our listeners. Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com, use code DNVR for 50% off, half off. 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 human beings. Real human beings.
Well,
we don't know.
Real
we don't know
human.
that.
No?
Are we sure?
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
we could be.
Huh.
A little bit later in the show, guys, we are going to, I know the chat is chomping at the bit. to get to it. Well, it's either one, hypercorrect or correct. Chomping at the bit. The layman says chomping.
You are late.
It is
I'm
champing,
layman.
right?
It is totally champion.
Yeah, but hypercorrect, it doesn't matter. Both work. Chomping
do
at
it.
the
I mean, we're
bit
talking about
to talk
aliens.
about aliens. But first, I want to take us back on a journey into the past.
Oh boy.
I was on Reddit today as I was trying to just like say what's going on, see what people are talking about on that NBA Reddit there. And one of them was from 5 years ago, everybody make a prediction for 5 years in the future. And then we'll have it for posterity. Yeah. And it was, who is going to be an all-star 5 years from now?
God.
Jason Tatum.
Let me give you the list. I'm going to go these, in Reddit, if people don't know, you upvote things. So it's like, what was the most popular list of players? That will go to the top. So this is the most popular one. Number one from guard spot, Dennis Smith Jr.
Wow, that one panned out.
Can you believe it? I mean, that was number one.
Was he with the Knicks or the Mavericks at that point?
Well, 5 years ago, I think it was when he was drafted, which was the Mavs. So I think he was coming in, and people were just like, oh, this guy. I think he had a good summer league, man. This is why I like the Hunter Tyson thing. I'm all in, but I think it was Dennis Smith Jr. had like a really good summer league and dunked really well in the layup lines. And people were like, when this guy gets his shot and his handle and his pick and roll together, he's going to be a
Mavericks
monster.
fans looking at Hardy like...
Yeah, exactly. Number two, Jamal Murray.
Woo. Dead on.
Steph Curry. Devin Booker.
Okay.
Gary Harris.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a, I think it's 2018. That was his year. Remember that?
okay.
No, that was the Kawhi Leonard comp year.
Okay.
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
At James Harden. They thought Harden would age maybe a little bit better. It wasn't that bad. Forwards, Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis.
Yes.
Kyle Kuzma.
Ooh.
That Lakers bump, man.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
dude.
telling you.
Jamal is in the area where he can be overrated because he's on a champion.
Let's go. Pump it up. Overrate our Nuggets.
I want some overrated Nuggets, dude.
I do love this one. Centers. Anthony Davis.
Question mark?
Sure.
Jokic. We got it. Carl Anthony Towns.
Carl Towns.
Clint Capella. Remember Clint? 5 years ago was peak Clint Capella.
He was the only guy you could play against the Warriors.
Clint Capella peaked 5 years ago, man. Dude, you couldn't trade Jokic for Capella 5 years ago.
He probably still sends James Harden watches.
That's
just like once every 2
months.
months.
That's tough. Imagine you're legacy is tied to James Harden.
I know that is.
Now, dude,
that's
Clint
dead
Capella
bad.
was eating.
Yeah, he
People would
was
earnestly
eating.
tell you he was the most valuable center in the league.
Oh, the smart people. I remember Bob
Yeah.
Bulgaire saying this. Rudy Gobert, and then sleeper picks: Nerlens Noel,
Nope.
Steven Adams. All right, let's go over to the East. Guards: Kyrie Irving,
Yes.
All right.
Markelle Fultz.
No.
Not so
Although
much.
he's on the redemption
On the
trail,
rise.
but also
Kind of.
still no.
Yeah, I mean, he's because he was so bad. Alfred Payton.
That's a no.
That's an interesting
Think about
choice.
that one.
Hang on,
Alfred
whose
Payton.
choice was that?
Josh Richardson.
Who?
What?
Zach LaVine.
Okay.
He's a guy you
Yep.
really think of like, man, he was on that
5
path,
years
and then-
ago.
He's still he's pretty dope, dude. The
been hurt,
Bulls
Yeah,
are
but he's
bad.
been hurt
there's so many
sometimes.
good guards though,
I know.
man.
It was
He's
a
good.
reasonable
He's-
pick.
He's good.
Bradley Beal.
I'm gonna plead the fifth.
Okay. Forwards: Jason Tatum,
Nice. Not wrong.
Ben Simmons,
Wrong.
Yeah.
Giannis,
Okay, sure.
Jonathan Isaac.
Wow.
He hasn't played, I don't think, since this.
Played like 3
Yeah.
games.
And he got hurt
Jonathan
again,
Isaac.
poor
I know.
guy,
He's
man.
just-
He's like a cursed
we
guy.
don't know.
Lowry Markkinen.
Wow.
No,
that was
one's
like one that was wrong for 4 years, and,
now-
then now it's back to
That's
right.
pretty incredible. That's being hyper correct.
Centers Joel Embiid,
No, whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Plead the fifth.
Yeah.
Plead the fifth.
Kristaps Porzingis,
Okay. He's
Sure.
he's a
and
player.
Miles Turner, and then sleeper picks. Jakob Pertl, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. Unsexy, but he's like Capella.
Yeah, yeah.
OG Anunoby. All right.
right.
All right. Then he had an update that says, I forgot about LeBron.
I love that.
But is he right
And then-
to leave LeBron off that list?
And then let's go to the next top comment here. Guys that were also added to the list. I'm looking here. D'Angelo Russell. Again, I'm telling you, anybody that played for the Lakers 5 years ago just is like, this is like Austin Reeves, man. I'm telling you,
Is
if you didn't
Brandon Ingram in
now.
there anywhere?
Yeah, I think he was already traded by that
Okay.
point, so they'd already maybe
Yeah,
moved
no, Lonzo
on.
Ball.
And then the center on the second most voted one was Andre Drummond. 5 years ago was peak Capella and peak Drummond.
Wow.
Man.
No take there?
I can't believe there was a peak draft.
third.
Just the obvious take. Just that things change. Looking more than 3 years out is
can't
a
do it,
fool's
yeah.
errand. It's a fool's
Yeah,
errand.
it's harder for teams, but for players, it doesn't feel like it should be this hard. And then I like this one. Third most upvoted comment. Everybody's sleeping on Chris Dunn,
Including Chris Dunn.
including Chris Dunn. So yeah, I thought that was an interesting one. Now, I thought it would springboard us into. Actually, here's another one. When somebody also did what players with 1 to 3 years experience will be an all-star in 5 years? Number one voted guy was Buddy Hield. Just shows you. So it just shows you how tough this can be. Now, let's do it. Guys, give me the top 10 players in the NBA 5 years from now.
Okay.
It's going to be 2028.
2028.
Now, let's get this list here.
Do we start with number one or just throw some names out?
Just
Throw some names out for now.
Luka Doncic, I'm going to throw his name.
Yeah.
I think he is like as close to a lock as you're going to get as a guy there.
How long out?
5. Jokic will be 33.
Okay,
Giannis
is
will be
in there.
33.
Yes, both of those are in there still.
Giannis, you think Jokic is still top 10? I agree. 5 years from now?
Yeah, I agree.
If he's in the league.
Yeah.
If he wants to be, he is.
SGA.
You think
That's a
SGA?
good- no, I
Let's
think
hold
that's a
on.
Great pick.
Let's put him in. All right, we're just going to go ahead and
I think
throw
in
him.
5 years. I mean, we'll see if we
Okay.
bump him out. We bump him out.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards.
Oh,
love
man.
it.
Anthony
Up-and-comers in this
Edwards.
league.
Because I
Okay.
do think we're at a point where 5 years we're looking at real turnover.
It's for
Like a
sure.
graduation.
It's for sure.
Okay, let's think here.
Miami, Bam Adebayo is the only guy you could maybe kind of throw in there. I don't think so, though.
Devin Booker
Tyler
is Devin
Hero.
Booker.
Devin Booker
I
is.
don't know. Does he?
He's
he
young.
declined
Dude, he's
at
like
that point?
24, though. He's so young.
All right, Devin.
Devin Booker's like younger than MPJ or something. Let me
Fine.
see how old he is. He's 26. He's older than I thought. He's going to be 31. He'll still be
He'll
good.
be great.
You've got in Philadelphia Joel Embiid. 5 years from now, he
That's
might
actually
age.
not a lock.
I don't know
a
if
lock.
he's going to be there.
I
don't
hate
know
to
if he's
say
gonna
it,
be
Well, it
Bill.
there.
doesn't have to be. You mean he's in Philadelphia? Because I'll promise you he's
no.
not going to be there. But as
That's
far
cold.
as
Do you think he's a top 10 player in 5 years? Let me see how old he is.
He's
And
really fucking good.
he's really good.
He's
He's
just
not
so fragile.
He's so fragile. Oh, dude, he's 29. He'll be 34.
No,
he's out,
gone.
man. If we go to Orlando, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero,
Yeah, I think Paolo's in there.
Is Paolo on this
think
list?
He could be there in 5 years.
Dude,
5 years is a long time.
This
He's
is a big
stud,
year for
dude.
Paolo because he
He's
was
a
so
stud.
good. Early on in the first half of the rookie season, he looked like the next superstar. The Knicks, Jalen Brunson, no, they ain't going to be there.
All jokes
Jabari
aside,
Smith, dude.
Jason
Jabari
Tatum.
Smith.
Tatum's going to be
He's
there.
gotta be there.
He's going to be
I think
there.
it'll be
Smith.
closer to 10 than 1, but he's in.
Jabari Smith?
Jabari Smith
What?
from Houston.
That's a great bold take, but that's very
I
bold.
hope you're right. Yeah.
You then Jabari Smith. All right, I'm putting him.
No,
I'm putting him in
I love
your.
it.
I'm putting him
I
on a
love
side
it,
list.
dude.
We can all have different lists here. Cleveland, you would have maybe Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah,
maybe Mobley.
Yeah.
And Mobley.
Which
Mobley's,
one, dude?
I would. Man, Mobley block shots. Man, that guy.
You saw his brother? His brother was unbelievable.
in summer league. I mean, come on.
That's all he's played. He can only be incredible when he played. Anyway, yes.
So we're gonna go with Mobley.
In 5 years,
Let's put him at the lower end of this list.
the Durants and LeBrons are all out, right?
Out.
Yeah.
Possibly retired. Probably retired in their case.
They're
What
dead.
about Mikal Bridges? Is he-
Yes.
You think he's a top
Yes.
10 player?
Candidate.
Yes.
Candidate.
Yeah,
he's
he's
in
in-
the convo.
This is the convo stuff.
This is
Yeah, he's in the
Mobley.
conversation.
Yeah,
We gotta
we'll
establish.
whittle it down. Chicago has Zach LaVine. I don't think it's
No.
going to happen. They got Patrick Lee. I don't think there's
No.
going to be there. LaMelo Ball.
I was thinking about that. He's a little too.
TBD for me, man.
He's erratic. Is he on the list? You
he's
think
just like-
LaMelo?
he has such a youthful style of play that I don't think is going to age very well.
He also.
He's the talent's there, bro. But I don't.
Cade Cunningham, I think, would be surprised. He looks like a good, but
Cade's
not great.
good,
Yeah, he
man.
is, but I don't think he's top 10
Okay, it's
material.
possible. Put him on the list.
Memphis, Ja Morant.
How old is Ja? Dude, is his
Not-
body hold up
Put it
for
on.
5
Yeah, put him
years?
on
You think Ja is on this list?
Possible.
All right, Jaren Jackson Jr. on the list. He's with Mobley to me. Like, they're in the same category. Denver, you have Murray. Is
Yep.
Murray on the list?
Yes.
Murray is a top.
Yes.
We are so Murray drunk. Luca, we got Minnesota. You got Cat. You got Ant. We already have.
Chat says bull.
What about Zion, you guys?
I don't think
Big
so.
question mark.
I don't think so.
Hardest ones
No.
to me are Zion and Victor because
Wembanyama, yeah.
like I get that he's that guy, but I don't know who he is. Also,
Yeah, Victor and also Chet.
Chet?
Yeah, I'd
I
be
don't know if he has
surprised.
that upside, but you never
well,
know.
listen,
You never know.
throw the name out. We're in the
Yeah,
conversation phase.
of course. Clippers don't really have anybody there else. Portland doesn't really have. I guess Portland has Scoot if you're like early, but I don't
Oh
know.
my God, Scoot!
I'm very curious.
Did you watch him?
I didn't. No.
But let's put Scoot and Victor in their own.
No,
Bro.
I mean, why? This is part of the fun of it. You
Scoot-
have to like project with very
I
little
can't explain
information.
how impressive Scoot was.
One of those two guys will be.
De'Aaron Fox
That
is
good.
there.
Yep.
You think Fox? All right.
The combo, bro.
The conversation. And then you've got Jalen Green, Şengün, Jabari
Jalen
Smith.
Green, absolutely not. Şengün, I don't think
I
so.
count Jalen Green as absolutely not. Jabari Smith.
Who is the guy that
And-
they just drafted
Dude,
too? They just drafted.
Jabari
who
Smith
they,
does not play like Jalen
Gosh dang
Green.
it. Who did
I
they
agree
just
with that.
draft, you guys?
They got
The twin.
Oh,
The
one of the Thompson twins. Yeah.
Yeah, Ahmed and
Okay.
Those guys are really interesting too. I'm not gonna. I don't know. 5 years.
All right, here's our list. Okay, so we think Luka, Giannis, Jokic are locks. After that, I'll call these semi-locks. SGA, Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, Paolo Banchero, and Tatum's ahead in that list, to be honest.
Yeah,
He's up
yeah.
there.
Yeah, he's.
Tatum, SGA, Anthony Edwards, Booker, to me, seem like semi-locks. That's 7 guys. So
Oh
now
my
we're
God.
down
the
to
last three.
Paolo Banchero, LaMelo Ball, Mikal Bridges, Evan Mobley, Jabari Smith, Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson, Jamal Murray, Zion Williamson, Wembanyama, Chet, and Fox. I think Fox is clearly not on this list.
I'm
He's
gonna
a
take
great
Fox
player.
out. He's a great.
I think he's really good. I think Mikal Bridges is also really good, but I'd kind of be surprised if he
Dude,
was
I
like.
swear to God, they traded young Kevin Durant to old Kevin Durant.
I do think.
He's not that
I
good
do
as Kevin
think.
Durant, though.
I would say that's probably maybe a bit too generous of a projection for Bridges, but
Yeah.
in the same breath, I would leave it on the table for him.
Bro,
Okay.
he's going to be up.
I think Wembanyama has a really good chance of being here. I mean, 5 years from now, he's already like he's
sure he is.
established.
Very tall.
I'm going to put him up there with Banchero,
Oh, man.
LaMelo. So you have Chet. Let's do the bigs here: Mobley, Jaren Jackson, Chet, and Zion. Keep one.
I'm getting rid of Jaren Jackson.
Wow.
I don't think his ceiling is much higher than we've seen.
He's a really good defender, though.
He is a good defender, but do you
I don't
see him
know.
getting much better than he is now?
I mean, I think I like him.
What do you think, intern?
No. He's not going to be top 10 in the league.
Mobley is likely here too, where he's like such a good impact player, but I just don't know.
He still has room to grow.
The 20th best player in the NBA is really good. Like Jimmy Butler might be the 20th best player. You know, like we sometimes feel like it's an insult. It's not. So now Zion and Chet. Zion is if he ever plays, but you just don't think he's going to play.
You can't bet on that. You're going to look silly.
I know, but he's so good, man.
He's really good.
When he plays, he's easily going to be that.
When does he play?
He doesn't. Chet, not enough known. I don't know if I'm ready to stick my neck out.
I know. Listen, I'm not willing to stick his very long neck out either.
Jamal Murray, Ja, LaMelo, and Jabari.
This is fun, dude.
LaMelo, Jabari's not. I know. I love him too. That's my. I've told you this. Is my
it was
take.
Summer League, I know, but I was like, this guy grew up.
I would say we're at a point where, until further notice, talent notwithstanding, LaMelo Ball does not belong in any conversations with Jamal Murray. But we are looking 5 years down the line. We are looking 5 years down the line. So we're
gonna put Jamal Murray in over Ja Morant. I just don't buy Ja Morant. To me, he's the guy that.
We'll take him off. I don't need him there.
We got Jamal Murray in our top 10 5 years from now.
You know what I like my top 10 players in the NBA to do is win championships and be the second most impactful player on a championship.
That's what he was gonna say. Yeah, legacy wise, you give it to him.
Obviously, we're the Nuggets show doing our Nuggets thing, but I do think the actual objective argument is, how many of these guys could even come close to what Murray just did in the actual playoffs? Not the bubble, but a 16-4 run to a title. Yeah. He was phenomenal. And not just good enough, but probably one of the top 5 players in the playoffs anyway, alongside Jokic. And so I just think that has to matter more than what some of these guys do in stretches of the season when half the teams don't care anyway.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's take a break. On the other side, let's look at some headlines. Let's look at some headlines lately. I mean, some very interesting headlines.
Let's go.
Volo Sports is an awesome way. Listen, if you've moved to a new city, if you've moved to Denver recently, one of the best ways to get to know the city, help the city, and meet new people is with Volo, the largest social sports company in the U.S. And we play at Volo so that the kids can play for free. The Volo Kids Foundation is a separate 501c3 that provides free sports games to kids in each Volo city. You may have seen us out and about. We've been competing in leagues ourselves. We've got a team. If you don't have one, just sign up as a free agent. Maybe you can play with us, although I don't recommend it.
Dude, I played pickleball last night with Volo, and it was a goddamn delight.
A delight?
I literally had an amazing time.
Pickleball, we've done kickball, we've done bowling. It's a great time. The monthly membership program gives unlimited access to sports, events, and social activities every night. So registration closes on Thursday, August 3rd. Sign up before it's too late, folks. Get your Volo Pass. Start playing in leagues as a free agent today. Make sure to use code DNVR10 for $10 off at www.volosports.com/Denver. Let's go. And Kind Love. Ooh, we got some more Kind Love goodies today, folks.
I know. That's why we were late.
Kind Love.
We were looking up alien info.
Is excited to be an official partner of DNVR, and we're excited to help support another local brand ourselves. We know they're excited about that aspect of the partnership. That's what we do. We're Colorado, and so is Kind Love, one of the first dispensaries in Colorado since 2010, known for cultivating some of the highest quality cannabis in the state. They do some of their own stuff, unique technology like the Turbo Core joints. Turbo joints and Kind Love flower are sold in more than 100 stores around the state. Get it while it's hot too, by the way. The flower shelf, there are eighths out the door for $20 right now and ounces out the door for $100.
Holy smokes.
I'm not going to give the anecdote I was about to give. Yep. Visit one of our stores in Cherry Creek or North Denver. Mention DNVR and receive all DNVR exclusive discount of 25% off all Kind Love flower pre-rolls and their Turbo Joint line. Visit their website, kindlove.com, and use that code DNVR for online ordering and their full extensive menu.
All right, we are back, and we got to get into the story. We're going to do some headlines. The story everybody's talking about. Grant Hill is reporting that Joel Embiid, Team USA, might want him to join the team for the Olympics next year.
How many teams is he eligible for?
First of all, this is absolutely ridiculous, but here's why I'm bringing it up. There is a chance he plays for Team USA next year, and as their center. I can't root for it.
I know.
I don't even hate Joel Embiid is the weird thing. I actually don't hate him at all, but I need Jokic to play in the Olympics next year if Embiid plays. I need it. Eric, we talked about perfect narratives for us.
Yeah.
Jokic up winning all these titles in the NBA. Beating Embiid and Team USA get there?
I would prefer that he beat Cameroon or France en route because You know, like
yeah. What a great move though for Embiid, don't you think? Like this is like a great little marketing play.
Oh, dude, when Paolo Banchero announced that he was playing for Team USA, Andre Simone,
oh, he was so mad.
resident Italian, was destroyed.
By the way,
Absolutely
Dude,
ruined
ask the Serbs. They don't like Jokic sitting out. Imagine if Jokic was like, I'm on
Play
Team
for Team
USA.
USA.
how about Embiid, a man under contract who has declared himself for sale both in the NBA and in the international waters? Free agent over there, Joel Embiid. Whoever will take him.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
International mercenary.
That will make it very easy for me to root against Team USA.
Oh, boy.
The other piece of news, slightly smaller piece of news, allegedly, according to a Navy pilot, another guy, I don't know who he is, and another guy who works in intelligence, there's aliens all over the place.
Not all over the place.
In places.
That part's true.
In
What
places.
was confirmed?
Let me hear it.
Well, what was
Confirmed.
alleged, as
Okay.
you say, under oath,
Under oath.
Under oath.
Under oath.
with risk of
Jail time.
jail
If you're
time,
lying.
it was alleged
I
that
would lie under oath, by
the
the way.
United States has in its possession, as has been hypothesized for years and years since the 50s, they have in their possession alien aircraft, and they have biologics, was the word that was used.
Yeah, because they didn't want to say
Meaning-
like bodies or something. They were
Essential, but then it was followed up. It's like, what do you mean by that? What were the pilots there? Were they human or not human? He was like, they were not human.
right.
Okay, so listen. This is something that has existed in our society for a very long time in a sort of wink, wink, nudge, nudge way. We all think this is true. We don't really think it's true. Roswell, Area 51.
It's because like space you can't wrap your head around, so you're just kind of like anything really seems possible.
Yes. So this, in a way that is at least a little bit more credible than the internet wormholes that you typically hear these types of conversations happened in a governmental agency under oath, which at least gives it a little bit more credence. It doesn't necessarily. Obviously, we need more proof.
I have all that I need.
You have all the evidence you need.
Yeah, but go ahead.
What is
I
it?
don't
Well, I
wanna-
want to hear. What's your verdict?
That testimony exists
Oh, that you think
at
that-
all. I totally believe them.
You totally believe them. You're in.
Catch
You
out of the
need
bag.
no more.
We all half knew, and then the
But
final.
here's the thing I keep thinking about, because if this was, here's the thing.
I'm in.
I know you're not totally in though, and here's how.
Yeah, you're not,
because
'cause you
if
would-
it was, you'd be like, what?
You wouldn't show up for work.
You'd be like, this is the biggest story ever. We got
Agree to
some
disagree.
aliens.
Did I get here 5 minutes before the show or what? I was rattled.
Okay.
You were rattled because of aliens?
You don't know.
Your
If we're
walk today was like a nervous walk?
If we're going to start peeling off layers of onion here, because this is
Yeah, let's do
the
it.
juiciest piece at the heart of so many conspiracies.
Don't we want it to be true though? Isn't this
Yes.
like when we do analysis, like it's the hardest bias is I want this to be real.
Yes.
Can I separate this? Don't we all just want aliens
Are
to be real?
aliens
It makes
the-
our existence way more interesting.
Are aliens the Jokic is actually good of the universe? And we've always known it was true. We just finally needed it to be
Okay.
proved.
And now these
So-
three guys we'd never heard of before yesterday.
So if we start
Confirmed
Enough
to
for
it.
me, by the way.
if we start to accept this premise that aliens are real,
yeah.
okay, what does that mean? Does that mean there's only one kind of alien? Or does that mean that very literally there could be aliens that exist in-
Logically speaking, it would not make sense that there's only two people in the whole universe. That there's like got to be more us and them. It's got to be like all these ones.
Once that dam breaks, it's more logical to assume.
that they're
So
everywhere.
I have had a very long held belief
Okay.
Here we go.
that I
Okay.
don't believe, but I might.
No, he believes it.
Yeah, you
no,
believe
he believes it. Don't let him get out of this by hedging it.
I believe maybe, but
Yeah.
well before this announcement,
Yeah, this has nothing to do with it in many ways.
it has been my belief that Elon Musk is not a human being. I believe in my heart, Elon Musk is not a human being.
Give me a-
I've seen photos of his physique. They are very-
That's number one piece of evidence you're submitting.
if we're talking about what it is to be a human being,
Does he have
physical?
Does he have the weirdest body ever?
Yes,
No.
he
he
has this
has-
insane rib cage that like protrudes out. Very bizarre.
So aliens look like us, just a little bit bigger chests.
What do I know what
Skinny
aliens
legs,
are?
kinda pale.
I don't know what aliens are. I just know that it is being alleged.
Is he like
and
in Men in
potentially
Black
proved.
where he is in a
It's
human
entirely
suit?
possible.
He's
I
in a
don't-
human
how
suit.
can I possibly
Okay.
tell you what the facts are? All I know is that Elon Musk is
his name
not
is
like
Elon.
any other person on planet Earth. And
Yeah.
he doesn't know how to communicate with human beings. He is invested in rocketry.
He seems to have very few of the same values. Like, like his values are just all over the place.
Dude, he's not a person. I don't know a single human being that it has one trait similar to Elon Musk. Do you? Do you know a single person who'd be like, Chet or Tom? He's kind of like Elon Musk.
Okay.
Like, what? So that got me also to thinking, is he the only alien that lives amongst us? And I submit to you, we have been saying for many years, Nikola Jokic plays the game as though he is from outer space. We call him
he has saintly, we say saint qualities.
We call
like
him
an angel, like a divine
do call him
being.
a space octopus.
Ancient aliens.
Yeah.
We call him a space octopus because
True.
he just his hands and his extremities don't act like other human beings.
He makes shots that there's no, the motion is weird. It's almost like those robots. Have you seen the robots that shoot and it's like, but it goes perfect because it's a freaking piece of math.
Yeah,
that's how Jokic.
Porter.
That's how, no, his looks like a human that's perfect.
I know what you mean.
Jokic sometimes will do something that looks like it has no mechanics to it.
Yes. All I'm saying is that everything that you thought might be weird and a little bit off, there might be explanations for this that we sort of jokingly acknowledge. But in truth, should this testimony actually be real? It's not just Joe Rogan stuff. It's not just deep internet stuff.
Right.
We actually have alien bodies.
You
and
think you
alien
know one already.
technology.
Biologics.
I am not. Everything's off the table. Everything is on the table. Everything's off the table. Elon Musk, definitely an alien. Though.
So your thing is he's building a rocket.
I'm saying he's trying to get back home.
He's trying
to Planet X.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with X. His name is Elon.
Yeah, yeah.
I was saying, like, if you were gonna write a movie about an alien, you'd be like, "What's his name?" You're like, "I don't know, Elon."
You ever notice he is awake all the time? Like his tweets are like 4 a.m., 6 a.m., 8 a.m. Like it's just all day. There's these random things.
My two favorite alien theories, now presented one. Elon Musk, alien, distracted by his primary mission of getting home by the same thing that distracts the rest of us. Twitter,
totally ruined him.
And then this is someone's tweet, so I don't mean to steal it, but I don't know who you are. Tom Cruise, clearly an alien who abandoned his mission long ago for his love for the cinema.
Bro,
why is he an alien?
He hasn't aged a day. I watched goddamn.
He's aged.
Oh, no, he hasn't.
Tom Hanks or Tom Cruise?
Cruise.
Oh, Tom Cruise.
I watched the last
I'm not
Top
gonna
Gun
comment on
movie.
this one.
I watched the last Top Gun movie, and when it was over, I was like, "Bro, should I be a Scientologist?"
Yeah, totally.
That guy's
That's a strong argument.
Unbelievable.
And all I'm saying is, like, he clearly had a mission, forgot it long ago because he loves movies so much.
Oh my god.
Same with Elon.
It's underrated how good of movies he makes.
By the way, Jokic fits into this theory. Forgot his mission because it turns out he's too good at basketball. He's sick at it.
Really?
And
Yeah,
that's
like
what
everyone's like, "Oh, aren't you enjoying yourself?" He's like, "Oh yes, I am enjoying myself. I want the fucking parade. I want to be here."
So you think Elon
for sure.
He's
Jokic,
for sure
10%.
Jokic. Maybe
Elon
not.
it's a given.
I'm telling you, I have been pumped. I don't have many conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
How long have I been saying?
Is this your biggest conspiracy
Yes.
theory? What's your biggest conspiracy theory vote?
Oh, I'm not going to talk about it on the podcast. I will say
Really?
this.
You really
What
have
a
one.
coward.
You got one ready to go.
I will say this. My favorite part about this conspiracy is that it's low risk. Like, do I lose my place in society for loudly believing in aliens? No. Like, what? How does it hurt? I go, yeah, I subscribe to that one. Like, what does that cost me?
Well, also, like, it's
What do you
at this
believe,
very
bro?
moment, it's still so esoteric. If you were starting to say specifics of it, then it gets a little weird. But if you're like, hey, the universe is enormous, there's probably life somewhere else. It's like, yeah, that's actually logically taught.
And then under oath, the United States was like, yeah, no, we have them.
We
We've
have
seen
them.
them.
So now it's incumbent on us, the trailblazers of this theory, to figure out who else is an alien living amongst us. Jokic, perhaps.
Jokic, perhaps. Do you submit another person? Tom Cruise, we said maybe?
Yeah, Tom Cruise is
So
a
Tom
good one.
Cruise, Jokic, Elon.
Mark Zuckerberg, clearly.
You think he is too?
Kinda.
I think people, when they get that rich, become the weirdest looking. Like I think that's
they
what's
maybe
happened to
became
them.
that rich because they understood something larger that we didn't have access to.
Facebook, like, come on, like Elon at least is building a rocket. Like, if we created Facebook, like, look at Elon making Twitter. An idiot making a rocket. It's like, okay, that's alien behavior.
We're also we're
Facebook. That's not alien.
we're
behavior.
attributing so much intentionality and ability to these biologics. Like, what if it's just Gary Busey?
That's why it crashed.
Yeah, it's no idea
It was
what
the
it's.
dumbest alien.
How do I be a human?
But they said
The
it wasn't
entire
human.
race of
So you're
of
saying
species.
Gary Busey not a human?
Correct.
Okay. Well, I can subscribe to that.
Yeah, that one.
Do you guys have anybody else that you would submit here? Like,
Let me
right
think
off the
about
top?
this. So, right off the top, are there any other NBA players that you think
No.
maybe?
I was
No
thinking
way.
coworkers.
Coworkers.
Let me ask you this: Bol,
No,
Kristaps Porzingis.
you're just going tall. People are
Yeah.
weird looking, man. That's
Yeah, yeah.
that's a different category.
You don't think aliens are weird looking by our standards?
Well, I'm just saying that tall people are, but aliens are also weird. But they don't have to be tall. To be
Laking
weird.
ball going hard the other way. Am I an alien on account of I'm apparently the same height? So they're all short now.
Do you think of aliens as being tall or short?
I just think of them as not looking like humans.
But I'm correct. Sure, but I'm just saying if I were to tell you,
I don't know.
I saw an alien the other day.
There's a bunch of
I
different
said-
kinds.
So you think there's all types?
Yes.
But I'm just saying if I told you I saw an alien, and I was like, guess what it looked like? Would you guess tall, short?
I would be like, show me that alien.
No, I'd be like, guess though first. We'll play
Well,
the
I don't
guessing
know.
game. We're playing password or something here.
Probably, I don't know. Usually, when you see aliens that have moved past the idea of there being individuality and they're gray with the big eyes, they seem kind of tall, bro. I don't know.
All right, let's take a break.
I
I
hate
want
to
to keep this
interrupt this, but we
conversation
do,
going. We
yeah,
have a
yeah.
little bit more of this conversation.
We'll
coming
take
up. I
a
gotta
hard
get-
left turn
There's
to
little
tell you
green
about.
men and stuff, but there's also Elon Musk's.
Yeah, there totally are.
And now, a message from Breckenridge Brew,
Hey!
the official beer of DNVR. You guys know we love our Breck Brews here. BreckBrew.com includes a neat little tool. It's called the Beer Locator. You tell it where you're standing, what kind of beer you're looking for, and it'll tell you where to go next. I'm all about convenience and simplicity. That's why I like that tool right there. But I don't want to use the word simplicity too much for Breck Brew with their myriad of great flavors and beers and all the places that they can take you and your taste buds. Check out the DNVR bar, Colfax in New York. Check out the Women's World Cup action. Enjoy some delicious Breck Brews.
How about that tie?
Leave a happy fella or lady, excuse me. Yeah, how about that, Ty? Did you watch it, Adam?
I did watch it. I was live tweeting it,
was a
man.
good
We
game.
had our Colorado girl, Haran.
You took down Van de Donk. That girl's last name is Van de Donk.
That's actually sick.
That sounds
That's a sick
very,
last name.
very
Dutch.
though. Yeah.
She's
so.
not, yeah, but Van de Donk.
Getting back into this
Like,
alien
oh,
thing.
man.
So we
Yeah,
can't
let's
go.
get back into
Here's
the-
the thing. Because I want to now just talk about this is a real possibility. Because like I said, this would be the craziest story. But here's where I want to go. You were talking about, you believe it. I would say if you saw a UFO or an alien, would you even tell anybody?
Yes.
Really?
I would tell you guys right away. I would slack you guys.
Yeah, but I don't know that I'd
From
believe
the
you. I'd be like,
ship.
all right, sweet dude. Like, how much
Yeah, but
time
I'm
left did you
prepared
have?
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, you see it. I mean, you'd be like, bro, I saw the craziest thing last night. You wouldn't be just like, aliens really? What, like, how am I seeing this?
That's what I want to say. That's what I would ask is like, okay, what did you see? Oh, you saw some lights off
Yeah.
in the distance. Like, all
I
right,
wouldn't
dude.
be hard
Like,
on-
okay.
But if I was like, I saw something that was
Definitively
I'm
an
like-
alien. How
I'm
did
like-
you present this to
I'm
us?
like-
Like, here we are.
I'm like, bro, look at that biologic. That's an alien.
You guys.
Tiff, are you wired in? Are you wired in? Would you,
Yes.
if you saw a UFO, would you tell everyone?
Probably not everyone.
Who would you tell anyone?
Yeah, I'd probably tell a couple people. I'd probably I don't know. I'd probably tell Bo.
Depends.
Because Botus,
I love
nobody's
it.
telling me now because I
I'll
just
believe you.
admitted
Yeah.
I would ridicule you.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
feel like I saw the craziest thing the other day, but yeah, I don't think I would tell.
No, if I was-
there's a
if
lot
I
of
was
people I would tell. I would not
absolutely
tell my mom. Like,
If I was
Yeah.
absolutely convinced, I would just be like, I saw an alien. I don't know.
You guys know me. I would live Slack the experience.
Oh yeah, that'd be incredible.
I would
Yeah,
live
that would be
Slack
great.
it.
Yeah.
I just,
you would take. it
I
to
think
your
like
grave?
again, what's the encounter like if you're just driving
sure.
along and there's a little thing
Yeah,
and you're
nobody
like this?
would
I'd be like, I think I saw something weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if it's like a full on encounter,
Yes.
where
Yes.
it's like, oh, they took me
Yes.
to
I'm
the
sending you
place
guys
and
pictures.
this or
Yeah.
that. Well, you don't have pictures,
you guys are
and-
so lucky Yaya's not on this show right now.
Did he
always
see?
feel
Did
that
he
way.
see an alien?
No, he would just be like
Felt that way
going
before.
off about all of his alien conspiracies and all of
mental
his
note.
cryptid
He has a lot of
conspiracies.
alien conspiracies.
So Yaya's
Oh, no.
main
is
alien
great.
conspiracy
Yeah.
is that all cryptids throughout history, Bigfoot,
Yeah.
Jersey Devil, Mothman,
Wow.
all of those,
Wow, they're all
those
part
are
of this
all
chupacabra.
aliens.
They're all aliens, okay.
And we just can't
Okay.
perceive them So we've just
This
made up
has convinced me
stories.
that we can never have Yaya on the show.
They just make up stories and they're like, oh yeah, that's a dragon.
Okay, all right, dragons, all this.
That's all just ancient alien stuff. Congratulations,
I
Yaya. You
no,
invented the
I
History
buy
Channel.
into I buy into the ancient alien stuff too.
You
I
buy
don't-
into ancient
I don't
aliens.
wanna-
So like the
listen,
pyramids
we have
were
some
like aliens.
theologically
Yeah.
oriented folks who watch the show. I don't want to offend you, but I will say on a general note, there's some meat on that bone for me.
Yeah, some meat on the bone.
I do feel like there's a lot of like people that hold the Mayan faith close.
No. Again, off pod. We'll go off air.
Here's what I want to say though. I want this
Thanks
to be
for
so true.
double-checking.
The Big J?
Bo doesn't want to get canceled, Eli.
That's right. Yeah.
I want this to be true is the thing. So like I'm looking at this and like, all right, we had a little hearing. I saw the highlights. I saw some of the crazy stuff that was being said. And the guys, by the way, didn't look crazy, right? You saw them up there. They look like normal guys.
I mean, they look like everybody that comes out with like very.
Did they? That's the thing. I didn't think they did because I've seen some people with stories and they're like,
There's a guy that looks
these
like-
guys were like in suits and like just like
There's
use like technical jargon because they're like fighter pilot guys.
But there's always a guy like this that will tell you about something on the Joe Rogan podcast or some bullshit. You're like, oh, okay. But he's like, he makes
But he
logical
looks
sense.
it.
And he's like, oh, I want to. And you're like, okay. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, so, but it's just, for me, it's the venue that it happened in Congress. Like that, to me, but obviously a stark raving lunatic could gain access to Congress and spout a bunch of BS.
yeah.
I just, bro, I don't know. What am I to say? All I can say is Elon Musk is a goddamn alien.
But hold
I
on.
knew it the whole time.
Hold
I knew
on.
it.
Is this story going anywhere, Vote?
Here's what I think. I think you have to open yourself up to the wild possibility that this is what they were very, very willing to tell us, because it's true, and it might satiate us.
Oh, you think this was the like test it out, see how it goes? I love the conspiracy inside.
Hang
Somebody
on.
in there
Hang on,
said
here
it
you
was
go.
a false flag or something, and I was like, this is
Here
great.
you go. Aliens are real. No further questions.
Oh, you think that's all it is?
We were given
that's so unsatisfying.
the low-level clearance of how aware our alphabet agencies are and military are.
You want to hear
of-
my deeper?
Let's go deeper.
Yeah,
let's
what-
go
I don't
deeper,
care.
baby.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go deeper.
So this is more X-Files type stuff.
Okay,
Now you're talking.
I'm into it, baby.
Yeah. Truth
U.S.
is out there.
government really did collect an alien craft and biologics on
Okay.
that day in the 50s in Roswell.
In Roswell. Okay, tell me about
Area
Roswell.
51.
Yeah.
That really is what that is centered around. What everybody's been rumoring, it actually has
Okay.
merit.
All right, we're going back there. Okay.
I believe then the U.S. government saw how people reacted to the fictional War of the Worlds.
That was 1920, though, right?
Yes.
That was much earlier.
People freaked out
Yeah.
at the very notion. They have been using Hollywood
Okay.
to just make all of these like
right.
this
Yeah.
low level space stuff for I mean, granted,
What
just
is the
an
point?
interesting
So-
topic.
I think since we would have talked
It's
about
the-
this anyway.
No, it's the turning the heat up slowly on the boiling frog, and then now it gets to the point where
Is
something
every
like this
movie
comes
just
out,
setting us for the future?
Something like this comes
Darkest
out,
expressions.
everyone's like, all right, whatever. Like we've heard this a million times. Like even if it's real, like people, as you say, if it's real and we all believe it, no one should be at work today. But
That's
we're
what
all
I'm saying.
used
None
to
of
this
us
time.
actually believe it, because if you did.
I actually strongly disagree with that. I think life as it exists on its face and it
We
is
just-
so blatantly absurd.
Yeah, we just
that you
keep
could
going.
make the
I think
same
you're right.
argument.
This is actually
but
a great take.
we still all
have
do our
the-
laundry.
Great
No,
take.
we
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
the example of what it looked like when they pretended aliens and Earth were at war with Orson Welles, and people lost their minds because they weren't ready for this concept. So they like.
So this
they've
is
been
like
warming
getting
it up
us warmed up to the idea that like,
getting
hey,
warmed
actually,
up to fight. They're like, okay,
there's tons of aliens.
All right. And then next they'll be like, yes, we also killed JFK or whatever. Like,
would we still be into the Nuggets? Would we lose a little love for the Nuggets if it's like 2024 is really all about us learning the depths of alien life?
No. First of all, Nuggets winning a title, first sign of all of this stuff happening.
That's so true. I'm so glad we got
You know what
to
I
say it
mean?
in
That is
time.
end of the world. Pigs are
Yeah.
flying stuff.
Yeah.
So listen. I'm open.
Is
to
this
all of
going
it.
somewhere? Though I just feel like this is like every 5 years, I feel like a new crazy story comes up, and it's like, holy cow, if this is true, and then it never goes. I think, Vote, you might be right. We didn't have an itch. They just gave us one, but we'll never scratch
Here's
it.
how this does become no one comes to work the next day is if there is a press conference held by the president of the United States where he explains that they
You're right.
indeed
You're
have
right.
aliens. People then go, what? And then everybody looks at Elon Musk.
I gotta say, I really think I would just go to work.
Well, we would
Yeah,
all-
because we come in and talk about it. You would want to talk about it to
It's because my
everybody.
job's so sick. I forgot.
All right, cue that outro music. Man, I could have done this for 2 more segments.
Welcome to the.
I
Thank you
love
for
it.
joining the last DNVR show of all time.
It was a good run.
Everybody, thanks for hanging with us for a full hour of this nonsense. It was an enormous amount of fun. You know what, man? This might be a great hot box and hot takes for us sometime at the DNVR bar.
Did
We
it?
did get the kind love.
We did a hot
shipment
box
in.
hooking up. Everybody hit that like button for us on the way out tomorrow. Friday show. Casual Friday tomorrow. We're going to get even more casual.
Dude, this isn't Casual Friday.
We'll see you then.
Oh, no.